Yeah, everyone, how we doing? Welcome back to me, Scott Talks UFC. Sorry, still feeling it, still a bit under the weather, so bear with me. But I'm here, and after a game like that, why wouldn't I be here? We've just won 3-2, and just when I thought we'd thrown it all away, after all that hard work in the Casimero Masterclass, which I tell you, since Casimero's announced that he's going at the end of the season, he's really upped his game. And in every game, and well, since Carrick's been there, he's been brilliant. Again, he was brilliant yesterday, not just in his tackling and just what Casemiro does, but it was in his leadership as well. He was just really, really composed yesterday, so I was really impressed. Now, I want to start off by talking about the protest before I even talk about the game. And then we'll go into, I want to reflect on the January transfer window as a whole. Now, the first things first, for me, the game, I thought the first half, I'll tell you what, I was really surprised how well Fulham played. Now, you can see why they're where they are. Now, they were only going into yesterday's game, they were only 3 points behind us, so it was vital that we won, because I don't want another one joining in the same pack. As well as that, we want to start creating some distance between the teams running for the Champions League and then that in between pack, and I was wanting us to separate ourselves away from that. So hopefully we've started to do that. Now, it sounds crazy. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to throw everything off the scent here. In the last 6 games, Man City have only picked up 7 points. That's right, Man City have only picked up 7 points in the last 6 games. And that's a Pep Guardiola's team. And that's after spending 600 million between last January to this January. Yet, we're struggling for players. We've got in a board that doesn't buy our managers who they need. To be fair, forget Amran. That was a disaster class. What Amran was in the 14 months was nothing short of disaster from start to finish. There was more lows than highs. Now, irrespective, now I know I was calling him, I wanted him. So this is why I'm not having any judgment who I want, what manager should we be going for. For me, I want Luis Enrique. But I don't think I'm the only one. Now, I think Pep will be leaving this year, if not next year. And there's only 2 jobs he's going to go for. It's either going to be the Liverpool job or the Man City job. I probably think he's more likely to take the Man City job just because the money they've got and what they can do financially. I don't think he'll take the Chelsea job, because I think that Leroy Rosinha, he's the missing piece for Chelsea. He started off well, and I don't want to talk about other teams right now, but given it's going to be between us, Aston Villa, Liverpool and Chelsea, I think we need to talk about them in the squad depth. Well, we don't have any. I mean, we've got a good starting 11, and you've seen it yourself when Agati came on yesterday. The drop-off was insane. Absolutely insane. Okay. Is that unjust to Ugarte? Because we never really had actual control like we had against Arsenal, like we had against City, which was odd, because Fulham definitely felt like they had the more possession of the game. They had more of the ball, but we looked dangerous every time we had the ball, which was the same in the other 2 games as well. But either way, most importantly, we got the win. We went back into 4th, which that in itself is that seems like it just seems like it's magic, because under Amarin, let's be honest, we were not getting there, and it goes to show that Michael Carrick's won 3 games in a row. For Amarin to win 3 games, it took like 36 games. League games, that is. That's just insane. It's absolutely insane. And yet, Michael Carrick's come along, and it's not like he's playing the lower level of the teams. Everyone's, the top tier, Man City and Arsenal, schooled them, and then we played Fulham, and to be fair, it was a crazy game, because when Sesko came on, he had the post, had that going in, we would have cruised it, we could have ended up getting another couple. In the end, we got penalty given against us. Now, that's an odd one, because is it going to be another one where the rules changed? Like earlier in the season when Mateta scored that penalty, even though he kicked it against his other foot, still went in, but you had to retake it again, which just makes no sense. Now, yesterday, the penalty, he'd already taken a shot. The keeper saved it, and then he's clashed in. Then Harry's clattered into him, and he's jumped over the goal, and he was given a penalty. And even the VAR yesterday was a farce. I think VAR full stop is a farce. I think they need to review it, and I think if you were to ask the people who wanted it, has it been a success? The majority of them are going to say no, and that's not the technology's fault. It's the people using the technology. If they're not up to it, they should be getting people who are up to it. Now, I would love to be thrown into the hat, but as normal people, we don't even get looking for things like this. So it's got to be, unless you're not connected, you're not getting. If your name's not down on the list, you're not getting inside kind of thing. But overall, 3 wins in a row. I mean, it's unheard of. These kind of things. The only time we were in this kind of form when we had Ollie at the wheel, and that's how long ago it's been. The next one's coming up is Tottenham now. I seen the highlights of their game last night, and they looked dreadful in the first half, but in the second half they looked like a total different team. Where when I seen the first half, I was like, oh wait, I can't wait for them to come up. And then I seen the second half, and I was just like, oh my god, is this the sting in the tail that they needed? Now they seem to be up for it. Now I know Solanke went off yesterday, but it didn't look like massively. It just looked like a knock and you'll be fine. I think Romero was the other one, but I don't know what happened there. But anyway, so we've got that coming up on Saturday now. Before we talk about Saturday's game, I need to mention this. The protests yesterday. Now, I don't know if anyone who went to the game yesterday noticed this. They had odd deals on early goers, like reduced drinks, food and packages, and even in the shop they had some special offers going on. Now, was that, they've never done it any other time. Is that because the protest was going on? Now, the protest that went on yesterday, that was that they were originally going to happen on the first game of the season against Arsenal. Now, the only reason they were put to bed because the board suddenly decided or announced that United are going to go and get Baleba, so everyone just walked away because they thought, hang about, they're actually going to do something what we need. And then the talks went away, and then nothing's happened. And okay, we had the Amarins spell that was just disaster class after disaster class. And while Menu and Bruno can't play together, well, just that comment in itself just shows that how wrong we were about this manager. Because Menu's played the last 3 games, and it's the only 3 games in the whole season that we've had in the whole 14 months that we've played, that we've had sort of any control in the game, where we've had the ball, we've looked dangerous with the ball. What a coincidence. And this manager, I'm under no illusion, had this manager had stayed, seen out this January month, Kobe would have been playing for someone else right now and been going ripping it up there than what he's done at us over the last 3 games. And no one could have turned around and blamed Kobe, but we could have all blamed the manager. And had the same manager gone out and had he stayed and he turned in turgid performances where Kobe was going out and ripping it up, that would have been an interesting. But luckily, we've not had to experience that because, for wrong reasons, the board moved this manager on. And this is what I mean about the board. Now, he was moved on by the board because he challenged the board because he wanted players and they weren't going to get him players. And rightly so, because he's not proved it enough that this guy was justified throwing the money at. Now, I know if you look at the other clubs, Man City, second in the league, just spent another 100 million in January. So I'm not having this nonsense. Liverpool, look what Liverpool have done. They've got an injury crisis. Allegedly, they've got 2 players out, and it's a crisis. And they're going to go out and sign a left back, or it's a full back. I don't know if it's a right back or a left back. He's on loan from Red Bull Leipzig to Sunderland. But Liverpool have gone out and paid the loan fee for Sunderland, for Leipzig to cancel his loan just so they can take the defender. In fact, the defender's bought the loan out just so he can come to Liverpool. That's That's what good football people do. And even if they don't get him, they've got backup in Dumfries. How many years have we been linked to Dumfries? And yet nothing's ever happened, and we've still got Dallo. Okay, he's been better in the last 3 games, but he's been dire throughout his career at United's been nothing short of dire. Absolute dire his tenure at United. And yet Liverpool, they're getting him in the bag. So they've got a plan A and a plan B for a backup. Because they've got an injury class because 2 players are out. Yet our guys, Barada, Wilcox, what are they doing? We're desperately short of players. Okay, now I know everyone's saying Luke Shaw's playing well because it's a World Cup year. Now I don't want to say that, but it's Luke Shaw. He could get crocked at any time. Who's going to come in? We can't have Malacia. Malacia's not kicked the ball in anger in 4 years. Now you're going to bring him in and play him now. Clearly, when he wasn't good enough to move Luke Shaw or take Luke Shaw's position, he's going to come in and fill in the void now. It's just madness. There's no talk of any left back. There's no talk of any right back. There's no talk. We desperately need a midfield, and for me, I think we definitely need a midfield. There's no excuse about that, because I know we're only playing 1 game a week, but what if Casimero got injured or Kobe got injured? What happens then? Because clearly Ugari's not the answer. And the player we've been getting linked with is Ndidi. Is that where we're at? Is this the gold standard that our recruitment team are? I mean, it was bad enough under Murta and Deadwood, but this is no better, and this is meant to be the best in class. Best in class at what? It's an absolute tragedy that we've got these 2 people running this club. Well, it's bad enough that we've got the Glenios, and then the Glenios will put these 2 people in charge who are just delivering nothing. Now, these 3 results don't mean anything if we don't win the next one. It sounds crazy. We need to start winning, and we need to win, but you can only start winning well every week or winning continuously when you've got squad depth. And we don't have any of that. We've got no, like, our starting 11's about, it's good, but that's it. Like, Ahmed's not played one full season since he's come to United. Luke Shaw's not done that. Ugarte. Kobe Menu, he's had injuries every year. He's just, to be fair, he's just coming back from another one now. The only one who's consistently there every week is probably Dallo in for his sins, and Bruno. And I've knocked Bruno from pillar to post since I've started, and I've been doing it since the 6 years he's been here. Now, and I think of what I find most frustrating about Bruno, and although, okay, prime example, he didn't play well yesterday at all. I mean, everything he did was wrong yesterday, but he still got 2 assists. No, and that's the madness, because had he did where he's always looking to play the Hollywood pass, had he just looked to play the simple pass, we would have been more effective. The biggest thing is we would have kept the ball. Now, he was getting, what did he get out-muscled in the game? Because he was non-existent. He was probably the worst player on the park yesterday for United. He got out-muscled for everything. And yet, he got the free kick. In that lucky, well, to be fair, it was a good bit of skill when he got past Bassey. Let's face it, Bassey's no slouch, and he's really physical. He's beat his man, crossed it first time, and luckily, because when Sesko took the touch, I thought he lost it, but then he swung around and scored what turned out to be a good goal, and the winning goal, thankfully, and didn't we? And I tell you what, we didn't half need that. The noise in the stadium was electric. I mean, I was watching it from home yesterday, but the noise was absolutely electric. I felt like I was there. The goosebumps it gave me, and I was season ticket holder back at the time when Carrick used to play for United. That feeling, it used to happen in a season. It used to happen 3-4 times, because we would go to the death, and someone would nip in, and Chico would get a winner, Ronaldo would hit a rocket. Someone was always doing it. Wayne Rooney, there was always someone. Even Vidic, Evra, Carrick himself, who were just spoilt for choice. And I know it was only 1 game, but it was just ironic that Carrick in injury time, well, as we all know, it's been called Fergie time for years, but yeah, And how many times have United did that? I mean, they're cruising at 2-0, bang, team's gone to 2-2, and then we've gone back at the park, scored the winner. And I tell you, yesterday was a really, really tough game. Now, the performance for everyone, I thought everyone played well. I thought Lee Chan, Harry Maguire, even though Harry looked a bit off it yesterday. But I still think Harry should go to the World Cup. He's been consistent with, when I say consistent, he's only come back together in the last 3 games, but we've looked better since him and Leach have paired up and come back, and the two of them are there in the middle. Now, yeah, and I say that because Leach, for me, he gets beaten too easily, but yesterday he was rock solid. Yeah, no, do you know the crazy thing is, I say rock solid, we gave 2 goals away. One was a penalty that maybe some games we were given, some games are not. But the second goal, look what happened. If you've got the time, please go back and look at that goal. Look what Ugarte did. He got caught out for the pass. And the guys pulled on a worldie. Absolute worldie. And what a way to score your first goal. That Kevin, he seems like a young kid, nice kid, but what a goal. Keeper had no chance. Absolutely no chance. And that's the other thing. Lamens, other than one goal, I don't think, and even then I think I'm being harsh with that one goal. I don't think everything that he's had that's gone past him, no one's stopping that. So it's like we've gone from Onana, this guy who couldn't keep a clean sheet, he was just calamity. We've gone for this guy that's really putting it in week in, week out. He's and maybe that's why the defence is better, because they can trust the goalie, and it takes time for that to happen. But for De Ligt now, I'm getting worried about him, because this is the same injury that kept him back at Juventus and at Bayern Munich. Now we've got him, and he's had that because it was only a knock. But for a knock to be out this long and no one knows when he's going to come back, I think that's a big issue. Now for me, I hope in the summer we go all out and the board actually listen and back the manager, whoever the manager is. But for me, I think we need to get Van de Ven. I think he's the best defender in the Premiership. And whether him and Harry, I think is a great. Harry's got the presence in the physical, and he can help Van de Ven blend into the team, where Van de Ven, not only is he rapid, he's quite good as well. He's a quite good ball player. And I think they two would really complement each other, and then the following season we can get someone to replace Harry. But that's for the summer. We need to talk about now the protest. The whole January, I was under no illusion that we're going to get linked to everyone, but we're going to get no one. And if anyone, today's deadline day, and the only person who's going to walk through the door is someone like Ndidi. Now, I don't mean no disrespect to Ndidi, but Ndidi, it's Ndidi. It's just a number. He's not going to bring any value to the team. For all we know, he's just going to be just another Ugarte signing. But why are we getting someone like that? And don't take this nonsense, we're going to go big in the summer. Big. City have just signed Gahey and Semenyo in January. Liverpool, I seen this morning, have agreed a contract with the player Chelsea were going to get in the summer. And they've done the deal now. So don't tell me we're going big in the summer. That means there's no deals happening now. The deals are happening right now. If every other club can do it, why can't we? Wolves have done more. Wolves teams, they've got more depth than us, but they're still getting more players than Nottingham Forest, West Ham. They're all doing business. The only one that's not doing it, we're doing all the talking. We're doing so much talking, and it's not the manager that's doing the talking. It's the CEO and the Sporting, the worst in class. The two of them are dreadful. But the board's no better. Sorry, the ownership's not better. It was bad enough under the Glazers, but since they've come in, they've made the situation worse. And for me, it's untenable. And the nonsense that they're spouting out and saying we're going to make a stadium, we're not getting no stadium. I wish there was someone out there who could clip this up and put it out and it went on the other portals or the social media platforms. Just this little bit. I'm not big enough to set this up myself, so all the people out there like myself who are United fans and have got a bigger platform than myself and social media following, we need to do protests every week. and they need to get bigger, and they need to keep growing. And the timing yesterday wasn't long enough. I mean, 1 hour before the game, it just didn't feel right. The whole thing, yeah, there was, and it reflects on the turnout. I think it needed to be a bit longer, and just because it was at 1 o'clock, for me, if we could have it, just say we started at 12:30, I thought we would have got more numbers, because you could have did that for an hour, then gone to the stadium, you got your refreshments or whatever it is on your way to the stadium, because I refuse buying anything from the stadium, or even in the shop now, because, excuse me, it'd be different. The money we were putting in, and they'd went and got us a Belabor right now, or signed Anderson right now, or agreed that Anderson and Wharton and Belabor all coming in the summer, I would have no hesitation going spending in them. But I do not trust this board. We've got Romano. Romano's on United's payroll, because this guy just drives me insane. He talks rubbish. The whole month, if you look at it from his January to yesterday's post, every single tweet he's did about Man United, every single speech he's did about Man United has been the same thing. United are going to go big in the summer. Or it's just like dross. We're not going big. We're not going big now. We're not going big. It's just, this is what they do. I call it Spin City. Now, and it's just leaving us fans, leading us down the merry dance. And we're getting taken in by it, but we need to wake up to what they do. They've been doing it every year. Like they were doing this even under Fergie. When Fergie was struggling for players, he was desperate for quality. And Fergie used to come out and told the masses there's no value in the market. No, that was just Fergie covering up, because he couldn't come out and say they're not giving me the money. So he covered it up by saying there's no value in the market. Everyone else knew. Yaya Toure could have gone. If we had got Yaya Toure, he would have probably been the best Premier. He still is, don't get me wrong. Yaya Toure would have ripped up the Premiership sooner, because he would have come sooner. David Silva. These are just the players that United desperately want and never have got. That Yaya Toure, David Silva, Aguero, Torres. Now, whether they would have all worked out, Robinho. It's just, the list is endless. The list is absolutely endless. And so they stopped Fergie making a great team, and we could have gone on. Barcelona were the best team in Europe. We were the second best team, but had we got Yaya Toure, had we got Alexis Aguero, we could have been that team. We could have been the number one and Barcelona number two. But we didn't have the depth. We had Wayne Rooney playing here, there, everywhere. We sold Ronaldo and replaced him with Michael Owen, Obertan, and Valencia. Now, please tell me that's value for money. That was just cover up. They wouldn't even pay Hazard's agent fee of £6 million when Hazard was going for like 10-12 million. And look at the player Hazard turned out to be. Okay, forget what happened at Real Madrid. Injury can do that, but he was sensational in the Premier League. But he should have been doing that at United. He should have been the next number 7 after Ronaldo. But we just didn't pay the money. And we're not having the success like we had under... Like, had we just had the PLC like it was before the Glazers came in, we would have had the Hazards. We would have moaned about the fees. We would have just got them in. And the rest is history. But it didn't happen. Now it's just getting worse. We're getting... The players that we got, Cook, the likes of getting Cunhas and Brian, that's a diet. They wanted to come to Man United. They're Man United fans. I see less and less and less that happening now. Now, unless we rise, unless we shift this ownership, us fans can be deluded, we're not winning the Premier League anytime soon. We're not in no Premiership race, and we've not been in one for a very, very long time. And under this ownership, it's going to be a very, very long time before we get there. And if you think we're going to get a new stadium, why do we need a new stadium? Why can't we rebuild what we've got? It's an iconic stadium. And no new stadium will replace that. And the other thing is, we need to be filling the stadium with not proper, like myself, United fans have been going for years. The people have been going for a lot longer than me. That's what it's all about. That's our history. Let's not forget the history. And our history is with Old Trafford. I don't see Liverpool knocking their stadium down. And that's the only iconic stadium I have I have regard as iconic, is Old Trafford. Anfield rebuilt Anfield. And in stages, but Bernabeu's redid Bernabeu. New camps, still, no one's moved, so why are we moving? It's all down to the board. And our board are, and yet our fans will just keep going and keep paying. Now, this new top that they've released, the Stone Roses stuff, it's absolutely stunning. The shorts, the jackets, the tops. I've never went and got replicas, but I'm so tempted to do it this time around just because A, I can't get it in my size, and B, I don't want to give them more money. I don't want to give them more money because they're not spending it on. I mean, just to get that top, there's me and my 2 kids, my wife. That's going to cost me £600-700, which we just getting from my family, and I don't want to give them. If they promised me that we're guaranteed to get a left back because we need a world class. We need a replacement for Luke Shaw. We don't need a second tier. We need a left back. Someone who's going to come in and play every week, because Luke Shaw. There's no guarantee he's going to be fit from one game to the next. We need a centre half. We need a right back. For me, Casimiro's gone. I probably move Bruno as well, so we need 3 midfielders. Sorry, not Bruno, Ugarte. So we need 3 midfielders. Without anything else, we need a left winger. We need another striker. Do you have faith in this board? The goalkeeping situation is covered because I believe that our kid who's on loan at Bristol City, I think he'll come in and be a proper challenge for Lemons. I know he got smashed the other day, they lost 4 or 5-0, but and I don't know if he played actually, but he's a really good goalie in the making. Now whether he can cut in the Premiership is different, only time will tell, but goalkeeping aside, we still need 6-7 players. And then we need to build on the depth. In that's, if we don't get Champions League football, that's already we're going to be stepped down from the tier the players we want to be buying. Chelsea have already signed a couple of players who are going to come in the summer. Liverpool have just agreed a deal for someone who's going to come in the summer, and that's after spending £500 million. £500 million in one summer. And most likely they're going to they'll pull in Wharton as well. Anderson's going to go City. So we're going to be stuck. We're going to get this kid from a different league. He's never played in the Premiership. I think he's called Stiller, who I don't want because he's not. Why can't we get tried and tested players like everyone else is doing? Well, the top 2, and I say the top 2 being City and Liverpool, they're getting the players they want. Chelsea get the players they want. Arsenal get the players they want. Yet we, somehow or another, always get found wanted. Now, so please, let's come together. Please, all you social media people out there, you don't need to be Man United fans, but we need your help. We need your help to get us to get these owners out of here once and for all. It's the only way this club's going to grow. We're Man United. Let's act like Man United, because we've not been Man United for a very, very long time, and this is even when with Sir Alex, everyone hid behind Sir Alex, and it just goes to show how big his shoulders were, because since then the flax just come, and it's just been from one bad show to another. So that's where I am with the ownership, that's where I am with... But I'll tell you what, if you've not seen this Stone Roses kit, Man United kit, it's absolutely stunning. It's one of... It could... If they'd launched this kit as a second kit or a third kit, they'd be wearing it every week, because it is absolutely stunning. And it's absolutely... It's one of the best kits that they've made. It's not actually a kit. But so well done, whoever put this together. It's brilliant. Moving on to the next Saturday. Now, Saturday's a lunchtime kickoff. Now, I've not heard of... I'm fortunate enough to be going there this weekend. Now, and I've not heard of any offers or any deals in the shops, in the canteens. But there's not going to be, because there's no protest. There's no protest this week, so that's where we're at. And even after today, when we'll have signed no one, there's still going to be no protest. Now we really need up the ante. There's like 7-8 games left, home games. We need to have, okay, forget this one, so it's only even 6 games. So every home game we need to be doing protests. We need to start the chants. We want the Glazers out. We want Glenius out. Every away game we need to start. Now our away fans are amazing. So if you're watching, please spread the word. Let's up the ante on them, because it's the only way we're going to get rid of them. And even as I sit here, I am so tempted to order the strip from the shop. But I'm having to really rein it in, because I don't want to give them all that, because I've no trust in the board. They're just going to take the money and pay it towards the flipping interest payment. 40 million or something a year, that's one quality player every year that we're paying in interest. Do you know, and yet come the summer, I mean, my oldest he's not really into the kits anymore, but my little one is. He wants all 3 kits every year, so they're £120 each. And like the millions of parents out there who do it because their kids want it, we're just paying into their funds to live their lifestyle, yet we're having to work, make an honest crust, and go and feed their habits and their businesses when we're getting nothing in return. Man, it should be, the fans should be rewarded first, because it's our money that's going in, not for paying interest and paying their lifestyle. That should be secondary. It should be, our football should be done on the talking. The board should be doing the talking on the pitch. If they're not doing it, then they need to go. We've had 20 years of this. It needs to stop. It really needs to stop. We can't even sort a manager out. I hope to God, because the Marseille guy's in trouble or he's walked away, we don't get this guy. If he couldn't cut it at Marseille, he is definitely no way capable and ready for the Man United job. And to be fair, what has he done to prove it that he's ready for the Man United job? The only one genuinely who I feel is ready for it is Luis Enrique, but he's not going to take this job because of our ownership. And it's going to be someone like, I don't see Tuchel taking it again. If the names in the hat was Tuchel, Nagelsmann, Pochettino, I'm sorry, I'm sticking with Carrick. I'm absolutely sticking with Carrick, just because he knows the club from inside out, and he's been there watching all those dross. So, as fans, we need to be counted and we need to be heard now. Tomorrow is too late. We need to start the change, and we need to start now. The revolution has to start at some point, and it's got to start now. I keep saying it, we need someone in a high position or high authority, someone like Sir Alex or David Gill, come out and say they were wrong about the Glazers, they're bad for business, they've got to go. And it would change overnight. The bandwagon, the media, everyone who would get behind it and really up the ante, put the heat on the owners. No one does it. Yesterday, there were 76,000 people at the stadium, but there's only 2-3, it looked like about 2,000 people at the march. Had it been 20,000, the voices going upstairs would have been different. And it just, like, the board knew there was a protest going on, so what did they do? Put offers on. Weakened the force that was there, and a credit to them, all the people that did go. We need to be out there in numbers. I was at Wake yesterday. I was 100% intended to go there with my eldest son, just because we need to pass this fight on, because if we, the youth are better than us, and they need to be more noisier than us, and more rowdier than us, and not be as polite. We, as United fans, are way too polite, and it goes to show, like, we're turning up in numbers every week. Liverpool fans chase their owners out of town, and look at the owners they've got today, because they did not settle for what they had. They chased it out of town, and now look at the result. They've got able owners. Look at what they've just done. They spent $500 million in one summer. Now they just spent another 60-70 million on, or probably more, and get 2 players in because the manager needed them. This after spending $500 million in one summer. That's good ownership. Good people at the right places. Where we've got Wilcox, Barada. What have they done? Nothing. And the other thing is they're not United people. No one has shown signs that they've got United's best interest at heart. So what makes you think that they're going to do a good job? No faith in them whatsoever. I mean, what have they showed us so far? Nothing. What has any have shown us up till now? Absolutely nothing. They should have been dipping their hands in their pockets and getting Michael Carrick what he needed right now to cover. Do you know what the crazy thing is? I always believe speculate to accumulate. If they put their hands in their pockets right now and just say they got Believer right now, I guarantee you we're more likely to get Champions League positions than missing out. Just because it's one more player and he offers us something different, and it's something that we need. I mean, Casemiro's going to be 34 this month, and the drop off when he goes off is massive, massive. Now, if he was coming on, the impetus he gives, he bashes through people, and he's a powerhouse and he's an engine. He runs up and down. Just say he was coming on for Casemiro. Not only is he getting bedded in, he's getting used to the surroundings, but he's going to be giving us something every game for 20-25 minutes. Now, I know you probably say you're spending 70 million on a player, 80 million, and you only bring him on Casemiro. So what? You're bedding him in. He's having a bad season at Brighton. He's had a bad season at Brighton, so you bring him into a new culture, new environment, new society. You've got someone, Casemiro, you can show him the ropes as he's going along. Why not? Why not? At the start of January, the rumours started again. But was anyone taken by? I know I was not convinced by it, because I knew it was just all spin. I'm sick of it saying the same things over and over again. But this club, our fans, they're fooling us and no more. We need to stop. We need to stop being fooled. We need to be letting them know that you can't do this to us. Do you know, we're going to come to the summer best in class. Best at what? Best at coming second, best at coming third, best at failing. That's the only thing we're best in class at, is failing, and failing well. We've got a great chance to get in fourth, but we're going to blow it because we don't have the squad depth. We don't have the quality. Casemiro and Menu can't go. And I know it's only 14 games, but they cannot go week in, week out. It just takes one injury, one niggle, and that's it. The whole thing. We've not even... Dorgu's not even been one of our best players. He's not. He's had 2 good games, and that's it. And he's a miracle worker all of a sudden. He's only had 2 good games all season. Sorry, 2.5 games all season. So to put your hat on him is foolish. And now he's out for 10 weeks. Now we're having to make do because we've got no one to come in to do what Dorgu was doing. That's what I mean. There's just no depth in the squad. And it's just killing me. It's absolutely killing me. It takes away all this... What Michael Carrick has done in 3 games. And he's going to try to get us to Champions League football with this team. It's nothing short of asking for a miracle. It's nothing short than asking for a miracle. Now, I hope Michael Carrick the best of luck. I mean, we've got Tottenham on Saturday, and look at their depth's better than ours. You know, look at the depth they've got, and they're like 15th or 14th. So it's just crazy. I'm looking at the last 6 results for Man City. They've picked up 7 points, yet Michael Carrick's picked up 9 from 9. Michael Carrick, our predecessor, our manager before Carrick, took 36 games to get 3 wins in the league. Carrick's done it in 3 games. And it's the same team. Same team. The only difference is the introduction of Kobe Manu. Now everyone's going to say he wasn't that brilliant yesterday. Just look at what he does, what he brings to the game. It's actually... Now, Bruno had a terrible game yesterday, but he still came up with two things that got us goals and he changed the game for us. We got 3 points out of it. Now, if he was in the middle, that influence that Kobe had, or the possession and things like that we had more of in the last 3 games that we've done in the whole 14 months, it goes to show that it doesn't matter. That chapter's gone. Ripped up. And this is why I say we can't trust this board. We can't trust their process. And we're going to be getting led this merry dance that we're getting a manager in the summer because everyone's the ones they want to go for. are tied up in the World Cup. Nagelsmann's not good enough. Tuchel, for me, is not good enough. Pochettino's definitely not good enough. No chance, no way. We're going to end up someone like Gareth Southgate. That's the level this board are at. That's what they're capable of, and don't expect anything better. Now, this was meant to be my post-match review, but it's turned into the rant about the owners again. And it's always going to be about the owners until they go, because they're hindering this club from progressing. And we could that flick just needs to be switched overnight. In the reset button, as soon as that reset button's hit, this club will rise again. But not under this ownership is killing us, and they don't deserve to be there to see the good times. And don't believe that they're going to give us good times, because they're not. They don't have it in them. They've had 20 years of this. 13 years they've had to try to put this right, and they've got nowhere. We're on our umpteenth interim manager. We're having an interim to the interim. Never heard of any other club, but only at United. We're making new shockwave news everywhere. This needs to stop. We need to go back to basics. And that's all Michael Carrick's done. He's gone back to basics. If he can do it, why can't the board? Why can't the board follow in his footsteps? Give us fans what we really need. Let's go back to basics. Let's start again. Right. I want to finish off on one thing, and it's not about the football game. What a great game. Casimero. And I'm glad Carragher came out yesterday and admitted that he made a mistake, but that was based on Carragher's performance. Casimero's performance from 2 years ago. Not, to be fair, no one really makes this kind of an impact 2 years down the line when you're older. But he's had some swan song now. The last 3 games he's been absolutely brilliant. And since he returned, and I think that was in line with him announcing his retirement, and myself included, saying, oh no, why has he done that? He's just going to be playing mind games till then. Just going to see his game, the days out and the numbers and all that nonsense. But he's been bang on the last 3 games. Absolutely bang on. I mean, that goal, that no-look pass yesterday, honestly, I'm still buzzing off that now. Just the cheek of the guy. But that's in what I'm loving about it. We're singing his songs and he's loving it. He's going to give us 17 finals, hopefully. 14 finals. In every game, home or away, he's going to get the same swan song because the fans. He's not going to be a legend. Sadly, it's not worked out for him. But he's giving it to us now, and we appreciate it, and we're giving it back in abundance. So it's Casimero, we know it is. It should be Casimero. And I'm glad that Jamie Carragher's taken what he said back. But let's be honest, no one expected him to do this. It's 3 wins in a row. Hopefully we can make it 4. Lunchtime kick-off. I'm going to be there. Hopefully my throat's cleared so I can go back to the singing and shouting and screaming, what I normally do best, some would say. But yeah, let's hope it's 4 in a row. Because we need to start winning. We're not in a position where we can afford to only win one game a month, because it's critical time now. It really is. Now, if we need to start putting a run together, and I don't mean 3, we need to make that 9 wins, because Chelsea and Liverpool have got the depth. Now, we're in a 3-horse race with them to get that final Champions League position. We can't be cut short. Now, it's going to be so sad if we fall away because of injuries, or we don't have the momentum because we ain't got the squad depth. And I wish, if that is the case at that point, Carrick turned around and calls it as it was, just saying that he didn't get back to January, he didn't get the players he wanted, even two players. It could be someone like Martin Wakehorse, like it was previously proven. Just numbers. Because we need numbers just because to fill in the gaps. I know Kobe's not played all season, and these guys maybe, but we can't afford them getting injured. Because it'll be back to square holes and round pegs, because at the moment it's round hole and round pegs. And it just takes one of them to get an injury, and it'll be back to square one. But the transfer window's open. It closes tonight. I think it closes at 7 o'clock tonight. So fingers crossed they get a couple of players in, but genuine players, quality players, but I have no faith. None whatsoever. If that player's in a DD, then well, why bother? I mean, Angel Gomes is going to Wolves. Why would you not get him? But again, we've got Dumb and Dumber running the show in Barada and Wilcox. Yeah, I need to, and Glenius above them, so there's no hope. But it's a sinking ship, and it's you get your life jackets because it's going to be a bumpy ride. The Titanic, enjoy the ride. Right, on that note, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please spread the word, share, drop me a comment, drop me a like. Yeah, but please subscribe. Thanks very much. Hope I see you on the next one. And let's look forward to Tottenham at the weekend. Everyone have a fantastic week, and I'll be back with my pre-match review later in the week as well. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, have a fantastic week, like I've just said. Good luck to the United board and the transfer window. Peace, love, respect. On to the next one. God bless you all. Take care.